I'm gonna give y'all the Indeed scam method, the Indeed carding method, the Indeed fools method. Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody out there. Happy Sunday to all you people out there. I know it's been quite a long time since I made a video. It's been a long time since y'all heard from me, but I just been really busy and life just happened. So today I just wanted to warn y'all about a work from home scams and how they work. And even near the end of this video, I will be showing you a video of literally a fraudster giving out a method on how they do this so that we can protect you, your information, and keep you safe on your work from home job hunting journey. So let's get right into this. So we're going to go over this article. Thanks to Indeed.com for providing the information here. So let's get into the let's get into what exactly work from home scams are, just so we can give you a general basis and understanding of the context of what you need to protect yourself from here. So, it starts off by saying work from home scams are when deceitful people create fake job postings to benefit themselves. So, they may use these as a means to steal personal information, financial assets, yada yada yada. So, like personal information such as full name, address, phone number, and in some circumstances, depending on what type of job you're applying for, maybe your social security number even. But yeah, continuing on as work from home jobs become more popular, scammers are starting to target this market with seemingly lucrative job offers. They may pose as a company reputable person to get you to trust them. And this is usually a common tactic, scammers use. They'll pose as a reputable company, like Amazon, Microsoft, or a trusted government agency like Post Office, the FTC, and all these other various known named companies out here. So these are some general tips to avoid the scam, but we can get to more detailed tips here. So do not respond to calls, text messages, or emails from unknown numbers or suspicious addresses. And now this one, suspicious addresses, um, sometimes this is not always easy to spot because you got some emails that seem entirely normal and all that, but you should always just be careful of whatever they're asking for, what they're seeking from you. Now, some suspicious email addresses can be obvious. Like, for example, like they may have numbers, letters, and all these weird characters in the email address line. And yeah, you'll know that's definitely suspicious or spam, most likely. But moving on to the next point. Never share sensitive personal or financial information over email, text messages, or over the phone. Right? You gotta be careful with this now. Now, I would say it's okay to share some information, but not everything. You know what I mean? Like if you put in a job application somewhere and they're calling you in for an interview, and if you don't feel comfortable with sharing over the phone, then you could just say like, "Well, hey, I know I applied for this job, but I would prefer to reveal everything information wise to you in person when we have the interview in person." So you could go that route too. Next point: do not click any links in a text message from a number you do not recognize. Okay, guys, now this is very, very important. And I'm going to tell you a story. Basically, what happened to me. I was on Facebook back, I think, some odd 5 months ago, or something, right? I don't know what I was searching for, but I think I was searching for something about YouTube or something. I don't know. And then this guy had sent me a link in Messenger or something. And it looked very legit. Like, he even popped up the the link preview feature you get when they send you links. Even pop the link preview, so it's like, hey, this is legit. So I end up clicking on it, and I went to sleep that night. Then the morning I woke up, my account was hacked. My Facebook account was hacked. I couldn't log into my account, and when I tried to, it went to this strange foreign hotmail.com account. Like, you gotta be careful with those links, man. Like if they get you to click a link, they can do more than just like take over your account. Now, I'll probably say I kind of got lucky because the hacker, the person who got my account, they can't even use it either right now. It's like I tried to video call it before to try and get back into it. There was no responses or nothing. I'm not really blocked anywhere else to get it, but it's like I got lucky because the account's not online no more. So be very, very careful with who you accept links from. If you know them personally, like you met them in real life, then it's fine. But if you don't know them at all, then don't do it. Don't do it. So continuing on, if a friend sends you a text with a suspicious link that seems out of character, right, exactly, you can call them to make sure they weren't hacked. And that's another problem with Facebook. There's a lot of fake profiles or catfishes, and people taking over accounts and actually being able to successfully use them. Like again, thank God that wasn't me. They weren't able to actually use my account to get anybody that I know. But yeah. And this is another thing that I had recently just found out is you can add your number and even your email to this National Do Not Call registry, and this will greatly help you with preventing telemarketing calls or attempted phishing calls or scam calls from overseas. Most famously from the calls over there in India. That where they buy your third party information, then it goes to them, then they try to get you for something. So just be very careful with that. And then COVID scams still going on. You can contact your state consumer protection office. Go right here, National Center for Disaster Fraud. Then if you have lost money or anything, then file a police report or anything like that due to a scam. So let's get into these points right here. How to tell if a work from home is a scam. The job's too good to be true. And one example I can give for this one is, like if someone's offering to pay you like $700-800 a week just to post ads on Facebook or to advertise a house for sale, whatever, that's most likely a scam. They're using your information basically for fraudulent purposes on a house, basically. So they're trying to scam people through you. So if anything were to happen, or police report we made, then they're not gonna go after him. They're gonna go after you because the scammer's using you to do the scam, and then any money that they may send you is fraudulent. It's fake. It's not good, especially if they like say, oh, "Okay, I can pay you in check." No, never take any form of payment in a check. Like that's a lot of where fraud happens. Basically, never accept payment in the form of a check. And also be careful with direct deposit too. Like if anybody's just saying, "Hey, I'll pay with direct deposit. I need access to your bank account." Don't do that. That's a scam. That's a fraud. Basically, don't do that. And then number two, there's little information on the company. Yep, this is another one right here. So it's like, would you really go up to someone out there in the middle of the street and then just offer a random person a job and then don't tell them much about what job you're offering them? Like, no, like it's the same thing online here. Like, if there's no information about the company, a little information about the company, or if you cannot call and verify this company exists or this job exists, then I wouldn't trust it. Don't do it. I wouldn't trust it because the end goal for these people is to either get your money or your information. Because nowadays people are finding ways to find more value in holding your information than getting your money directly. So you gotta be real careful with that. And then number three, a second contact cannot confirm the legitimacy. Yeah, so this is just what I was just saying, basically. Like nobody from this supposed company can confirm the legitimacy this company exists or this job real or none of that. All right, just gotta be careful with that. There are warnings online, so So basically, I can also interpret this meaning that you should Google as much information about the supposed job offer or the company or wherever the job's coming from as possible. Like find reviews, read reviews, make sure you don't just look at one site because some sites, like some companies will basically pay people to like make fake reviews for them so that way they look good, and basically that's how companies can draw in people's trust by using fake reviews basically. So just be careful that always check multiple sources for legitimate reviews and people's experiences with the company or job offer. And number five, the employer is overly eager to hire you. Yeah, now this is a red flag that could be said for multiple different things, not just scams. So, okay, so I'm gonna explain the red flag I'm talking about, right? So, if they're overly eager to hire you, that must mean that they have a high turnover rate. Like, there's something bad or toxic with that company or job that people come in, thought it was good, then they just leave. So the turnover rate is pretty high. Like, the issues could be um, the employer lied about the rate of pay or something changed, toxic management, or a lot of things, toxic work environment, man, like it could be all sorts of things. But now on the scam side of things, this could just be that a scammer is just trying to hire any old body gullible enough to just fall for and work for them. Now, I'm not trying to say like everybody's like everybody who falls for this is gullible and nothing like that. Like people go through tough times, desperate times, and they're just hoping it's legit. But that's why it's always important to keep your guard up when you're online because you just never know who's out there and who's seeking to use you. Like the truth is, like scammers that they don't care. Like as long as they can get a dime out of you or get you to give up your personally identifiable information, they don't care. Like as long as they get ahead in life using your back, they don't care. That's why you have to watch out what you're doing online, who you're talking to, and what exactly are you seeking online employment wise. And number six, you have to pay to work. Never have I ever never have I've never heard of no job where you have to pay to work. Like now Now, there's circumstances where you have to pay to get your uniform, or you may have to pay to go through like some kind of medical check or background check or something like that. But I've never heard of you having to pay the employer directly till you start the job. Like, that is indeed a very big red flag right there. And number seven, the employer communicates poorly, so this could just mean there's a lack of communication or the broken English right there. Like, you have you ever heard of um the face of a company, a manager of a face of a company, anything like that, just using broken English or just being like rude over text trying to hire somebody? Like, no, man, that's totally a scam right here. All right. So let's go over to these points in a more detailed manner, right? So if you find a job offer that is unbelievable, it's likely fake. Trust your intuition if a welcome opportunity seems too good to be true. It's like I was just saying before, they decide to pay you quicker, a higher flat rate of money or whatever. Like that's too good to be true usually. For example, if a company is offering extremely high salary or incredible perks, into the situation with a bit of skepticism. Likewise, if the company is offering you an amazing job you aren't qualified for, okay, this could be a sign of a scam. Now, a lot of work from home opportunities nowadays, as far as I've been researching, I probably could say to a degree, a decent amount of people could qualify to do work from homes, like like data entry, virtual assistants, customer service calls, stuff like that. Like a lot of that stuff is already stuff like we see in the office. Some like call centers and like third party customer service, like stuff like that. So I probably say a majority of people could do these, and like, I guess like right here, right. I guess right here where it says aren't qualified for, it's like advanced stuff, maybe like web designing or like coding or IT support service, like stuff like that. And it's like you submit a resume, you don't got nothing to do with tech experience, and it's something that you clearly unqualified for, and they're offering you an amazing job like that. Like that's a scam, clearly. You know, there's little there's little information on the company. And so this is what I was just basically saying before. So if it's a reputable, legitimate company, they should have a website and some kind of social media presence. Like look for reviews, look for Facebook pages, like look for as much information as you can from this company or whatever job they're offering you. Yep, and it's like right here. If you can't figure out what kind of work they do, this is also a sign, a red flag of a scam. You know what I mean? And scammers use vague descriptions and even keywords and phrases in header titles to get a wider pool of candidates, or excuse me, in this case, victims. So, yep, so second contact cannot confirm the legitimacy of this offer. Try to find a secondary person you can talk to directly. So, we already went over this. Warnings online. Like I was saying before, use a search engine, Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo to look up these companies or employers. And then, yeah, right here, search results make sure that other people have experienced this scam. If you see job boards with warnings about a company, this is often a red flag. See? And right here, they're overly eager to hire you. One major warning sign of a work from home scam is when the employer wants to urgently hire you. And you already know we went over this point, but this just made me think of this, right? Like, urgently. And scammers, they tend to rush you to do things. They tend to rush you, stress you out. This has to get done. Go get this, go get that, send this now, this, that, like they always want you in a hurry. No. And this is what it's just reminded me of, because they want your money in a hurry. They want you to do this in a hurry before you catch on, before someone tells you it's a scam, before you find out this isn't right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they always rush you. No, you have to take your time and think this through. You have to. You have to secure your assets. You have to secure your stability, your well-being. You have to protect your way of life, basically, and think things through. Okay, use sound, clear judgment, and just take the time to, like, if you're not sure if someone's a scammer or not, and they're rushing you, and you want to think things through, block them. You can block them, you can mute them, shut your phone, shut off any form of contact you can from them until you have time to sit down and reasonably think things through. All right, just take a deep breath and just think, is this legit? Like, that's just my little piece of advice for that right there. So, but yeah, continuing on, most legitimate employers are busy with their own work and don't have time to respond to you right away. See? Real employers make candidates feel comfortable. So if a company is pressuring you to accept a job, stop responding to them. See? Likewise, a good employer wants to screen candidates to find the right fit. Like, right, that's another point I just thought of right here. Like, any legitimate job obviously wants to find the best and potential employee for their position. Like they're not just gonna interview someone for like 5 minutes and then just say, "Oh yeah, you totally are the person we're looking for." Like, no, man. Like, that's why a lot of these jobs, especially the private sector, they interview people like 2-3 times before they're actually hired in, or they got their foot in the door right there. Because the first person that interviews you may be like an immediate hiring manager. Then they'll call you back in for a second interview. There'll be like another manager that's most likely high up in the company. Either that or that manager has more time in at the company, so they can tell if you're seasoned enough to work for them or not. And then, depending on if that second manager's comfortable hiring you or not, they may be like, well, either you're hired or can I have you come in for one more interview? You know what I mean? Then maybe that guy and then his bosses will be there to see if you're good fit for the company. So Otherwise, if there ain't none of that, and it's just like, oh, you're hired after talking to you for 5 minutes, that's a scam. So if they are willing to hire you on the spot or require little credentials for high level work or high level pay, it's likely a scam. Yep. And you have to pay to work. Common scam is when employers claim that you need to invest some money into your work to get started. Employers are the ones who are supposed to pay you, not the opposite. Exactly. Although you may need to pay a subscription fee for various legitimate online job boards. Okay, yeah, now this one is true actually, because I was looking online at one point. I think it was Job Seekers or what was it? Philippines. I forgot. It's a Philippine site where you can like pay Filipinos to work for you, or you can work for them. It's like a monthly subscription to be on that platform to find a job or hire people. So that's legit. But this is like talking about if you're offered a job and then they require you to like pay to start the job, they require you to pay to do an application, or it's like they require you to pay for things that are out of the ordinary. You know what I mean? Like yeah, you know, like I was saying earlier, like you may have to pay to get a uniform that fits the company's dress codes or conduct standards, or you may have to like pay for like some type of medical check or something like that. But it's not going to be you paying the employer directly. These are going to be outside means for where you will obtain these verifiable pieces of information so that you could secure the job basically. And number seven, the employer communicates poorly. When emailing with the employee, they should seem professional and well spoken. That's just what I was saying earlier. Like, what manager or head of a company is going to speak poorly or have broken English? You know what I mean? If words are misspelled or punctuation is off, this is a sign of a scam. When you receive an email from an employer, make sure to look at their email address to see if it looks like other employers. Yep, see? Gotta watch out. So look, so these are potential work from home scams to look out for. The faulty check. So this is basically like they send you a check for way more than they owe you, right? So this is basically like what they call the advanced third party scam. So they send you a bogus check in the mail, you go cash. So basically it's like, okay, so let me walk this story. So they send you a bogus check in the mail, right? You get that in the mail, you open it, you see a check for, I don't know, $12,000. You look at it, you're like, oh, is this real? Like, I can't believe I got this money. It's like you're happy, you're excited. There's an opportunity right there, $12,000. I just gotta go cash it, right? Well, no, don't ever go cash that because it's like the check is meant to bounce, right? And then this is just what I was saying earlier about how scammers always want you to rush and do something. So you get the money in your account, they're gonna they're gonna bug you to death. They're gonna be saying, "Send me the money, send me the money, send me the money." You know, to send that amount of money. And then, guess what? A few days, a month, a week later, the check bounces, and then you're going to be on the short end of the stick as far as paying that money back or being investigated, basically. So this is why I said if someone offers to send you a check for any type of work, don't accept it because it's too risky. So yeah, so let's read this interpretation right here. So they instruct you to send them the difference of the check before trying to cash it. After you send the check and try to cash the one they sent you, the check will bounce. Be careful. This is one way they can take your money and leave you with a fake check. Okay? So look, part-time work for full-time pay. Getting paid a lot to do little work sounds like a dream come true, which is why many scammers use this job tactic. They claim that you can make a ton of money in a short amount of time and pay over the market average. Legitimate employers pay you for what your work is worth. Okay, now, requiring you to recruit others. Now, this sounds like a MLM, right? So, some multi level marketing companies are legit. There are others out there who promise you many benefits for recruiting others to work for them. Many of these companies require you to spend a lot of your own money on their products. Oh, sorry. They often focus on the maximum money you can make rather than an entry level salary. Okay? pay for training. People who are looking to start their own business at home may encounter companies that claim to enhance their business skills. Their advertisements often show how their resources and lessons can help you quickly grow your business. There are online courses and resources to help you get started as an entrepreneur. There are also scams that promise instant sales and will for a large training fee. Now this isn't just pertaining to work from home scams. This is like general. Like there are courses out there promising you get rich quick schemes, and there are gurus or fake gurus online that say they can get this business going for you and all that in just a month, 2 month, 3 months time. Like, no, that's not true, man. Like, you gotta really watch out for these type of scams out here, man. And medical billing can be a great work from home opportunity, which is why scammers often use this job opportunity to make some money. They will often require you to buy your own equipment and promise reimbursement later on. That's why it's important to only apply to jobs that come straight from medical facilities and hospitals. Yep, reach out to a representative before agreeing to anything. So you could call a nearby hospital to see if they're offering work from home jobs, or go to their legitimate website and watch out for any links given to you by any outside sources. So, yep. So, if you guys have any questions about any of this, you can leave me a comment down below. Again, I apologize for not uploading in almost over a month now, and yes, so I will try to be more consistent again and get you some content out here, get you some more content as far as scam baits. I'm gonna try to work on that, get back into it here, and yes, I hope you are having a great Sunday. Stay safe out there, and have yourselves a lovely day. And stay safe. Goodbye.
I'm gonna give y'all the Indeed scam method, the Indeed carding method, the MD fools method. Okay. This method won't get you money, but it will get you something you need to make money in a certain method that you can find videos all online to do. It's called carding. It's gonna help you get card information, social security numbers, all of that. So here's what you're gonna do. You download this app right here. Okay. Well, indeed, you need to make a listing as an employer for a job that pays somewhat well. Here's why. People don't apply for jobs that pay somewhat well if they're broke. They're gonna try and get like a gas. They're gonna get what they can, like a gas station or something like that. But if someone's applying to be a nurse, don't use a nurse because there's a lot more. There's a lot more paperwork when it comes to hiring a nurse. They're gonna know what's up. But say a nurse, they make more money. So if someone's applying to be a nurse, they probably have some money already. Probably, at least a couple thousand or hundred for sure. So what you can do is the W-2 that people fill out, when they apply for a job, you can make a fake one and get their social security number. I mean, if you're an employer, they won't feel weird about giving it to you because this is a fairly new scam. Nobody, I mean, I came up with this. Nobody's done this to get fools, but mostly because it's unnecessary. If you already have a starting amount of money, there's more ways to get fools. But if you're down bad, I'm trying to help you right now. This is how you can get card numbers and social securities, all that shit. Go on Indeed, okay, make the listing, and then you're gonna have to find a W-2 template, edit it around, figure out how you're gonna have them write on it, or make a website that has all the W-2 questions and say it's a online one because I know some companies do actually do that. And then what you're gonna need to do is find a job that it would be normal for them to pay for a uniform, or and then you want to make them pay for a uniform or pay for something. Say you want to make them, say it's in like online job or something, you want to make them pay for a certain type of software or something. You got to think of one thing that you can make them pay for. $5, $1, you're gonna make a lot more. Just make them pay for something, and it make sense. It can't be suspicious. Uniform is a good way to go because people actually do that. People actually have them pay for uniforms. That happens. Um, you want to do a phone interview too. You want to tell them, okay, well, let's do a phone interview, and then if that goes well, we'll let you know if you're hired on. and then we'll give you the W-2, all that. So once that happens, once you get all their information, Social Security from the W-2, and you have them pay for something for a few dollars, you're going to create a phishing link for their credit card information. Now, look, there's a lot of way better ways to do this. You know, you could program one, make it look so good. But look, if you're down bad for real right now, you can do what I'm about to tell you. Create a job form. There's an app here. I'll show you. I don't have it anymore. I don't think, because I don't use this, but you can. I've done it before. So Jotform Mobile, okay. What you're gonna do is you're gonna create a form, like a Google Forms, where it asks questions. But instead of putting questions, you're gonna put like card number or name on card and shit like that, like all the shit you need, expiry, CVV, and address. You feel me? All that shit, and then you're gonna get all of that, bro. You're gonna get all of it. And then that's what they're going to be, say they're paying for the uniform, $30. And then, yeah, so they pay for the uniform. Now you got their info, their card info, and their social security number, and their address. Bro, you could do so much with that, especially if they have a high credit score. Anyway, that's some juice. That's called a fool. So if you want to make money like that, don't look up on YouTube fools methods, because they're all scams and shit. But go on to like Google or something, and or Reddit, and then try and find some shit how to use a fools. But that's what a fools is. It's a social security number and card info and address. Um, so yeah, you get that. You could do a lot of shit. You can make a lot of money. You could empty someone's fucking account. But yeah, that's it. That's the method. Triple C Hustle School. I'm out. If I helped you out, hey, go ahead and help me out. Subscribe, like, you know what I'm saying, comment, do what you got to do. Help the algorithm. Appreciate you.